I'm kind of freestyling this, so forgive me if there's some pauses and this isn't like my normal content that you see when I show up in your feed. But I did want to talk about something that I found really, really interesting because last evening around 5:30 p.m., the House very narrowly, I think it was 216 to 214, passed a budget bill as part of appropriations to provide $95 billion dollars. And the headlines are all currently saying that the House passes a $95 billion bill for the war in Iran. Now, this is not 100% true. When I looked into the bill, it's about $60 billion for the Pentagon, which does go towards the war in Iran. There is, I think, $13 billion for intelligence or for national security. And then there is $10 billion in provisions for the SAVE Act, which kind of passed yesterday, but not in the way that Trump is hoping for. And then there is this other one, which I think is really, really the one that I kind of locked in on because it's really buried inside of this bill. Now, first off, I don't think this bill is going to pass through the Senate. John Thune has already said he doesn't think he has the votes. So a lot of this is more symbolic than anything else, and it's part of kind of the charade that happens. But inside the bill that I think is important for people to understand was $12 billion for soy and corn farmers in the Midwest. And why is this important? Why do I think this is fascinating? Because these are farmers that have currently dealt with extreme revenue losses. It's estimated that the corn and soy industry is going to lose around $32 billion this year in revenue, and that's a result of Trump's tariffs. Because what happened was we started slapping reciprocal tariffs on everybody. And in terms of soy and corn, other countries just started going to Brazil, even China. And they're basically saying, okay, we don't want American soy and corn anymore, so we're going to go to other countries. And this has really, really hurt our farmers. Now, again, what is fascinating about that being buried is it's something that a lot of people don't talk about as a result of tariffs. People often point to tariffs impacting us, the consumer, with it impacting the price of goods that we pay at the grocery store because the importer, aka the grocers or the retailers, pay the tariffs and then they pass those prices off to us. But what they don't think about is the other side of that, which is when you have other countries either retaliating by ending relationships with the US as a result of these tariffs, that ultimately hurts the agriculture and the farming industry, which, as you know, is very, very pro-GOP, very, very pro-Republican. So again, I always talk about media literacy, and it's really important when you look at these bills to not just see $95 billion and automatically assume, wow, we just approved $95 billion for more drones or for more missiles or for more bombs. No, it was 60 billion, but it was 12 billion specifically that was going to go to farmers to bail them out. And that is because not only the tariffs, but it's also because of the fertilizer crisis that currently exists as a result of the Strait of Hormuz being shut down because fertilizer is derived from oil-based products. So again, I just thought that that was interesting. I thought it was worth me coming up here and providing an explanation. Really pay attention when you're seeing these headlines to look more into the headlines.